Hi, this is David Swanson at Democrats.com, and I want to talk to you about the filibuster. I'm a little bit angry. And that doesn't mean I'm going to talk forever and ever and make this the world's longest YouTube video. Filibustering is not any longer what Jimmy Stewart did in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, wonderful as that was. To filibuster, you simply put out a statement saying that Senator so-and-so intends to filibuster any bill that will do such and such. And if you can recruit 40 more senators to join you in that commitment for a total of 41, then you've won, and such a bill can never be brought up for a vote. In fact, to bring a bill up for a vote, you can have what's called a cloture vote, which is a vote to have the vote. And cloture requires 60 yes votes. So if you get 41 no votes or no shows or senators who went on vacation, then that bill never comes up for a vote. So filibuster is something that's available to either party, regardless of which party is in the majority. In fact, Senator Chris Dodd, who's a Democrat, recently announced that he would filibuster any bill that provided immunity to telecom companies. And other senators signed on to that commitment with him. Now, the Democrats have 50 or 51 senators, depending how you count it. 41 ought to be easy for anything that they claim to support. And a lot of them claim to be critics and opponents of the occupation of Iraq. So if one senator were to propose a filibuster of the next $102 billion of our grandchildren's money, which they will pay to China throughout their lives, that senator would be a hero, and the other senators would line up behind him or her. And that's what I'm here to ask for. Now, this would make the Democrats look like an opposition party. It would help them win seats in the House and Senate and the White House. But that's not what I'm here about. There are 10 more months remaining in the terms of Bush and Cheney. Hundreds of thousands of deaths or lives on the line. And the Senate might not get to 41, but those senators who tried would look like heroes, and they might inspire the House. Because it only takes the Senate or the House. We don't need both. Maybe the House can find the nerve to block the funding of the occupation of Iraq if the Senate leads the way. So I want to turn to a few of the most likely senators to which the American public can pose this request. Senator Chris Dodd, you showed how it's done. You had the leadership. You pointed the way. You did what we've all been demanding since November 2006. You proposed to block a bad bill, which is what this Congress is all about. We don't care about passing good bills and getting them vetoed and whining about it. We want you to block the bad bills. We want you to block the funding of the occupation of Iraq. Do exactly what you did. Use the same website tools. Set up the same petition to whip your colleagues. Be the leader that you were on an issue that you claim to care about. Or you, Senator Russ Feingold, early 2007, you held hearings establishing what every sixth grader knows, that Congress has the power of the purse. And you thanked the experts and went home. Well, I could have done that, Senator. A high school teacher could have done that. A lot of them do. But you are a senator, and you can act. And you can act by announcing your commitment now to filibuster any funding of the occupation of Iraq, including the next $102 billion. Or maybe you, Senator Ted Kennedy. Your leadership would bring many of your colleagues in behind you immediately, and you know it. There's no excuse not to use that leadership. And if you and your colleagues want to propose a special bill to fund simply the withdrawal, as if that's not laughable pocket change to the Pentagon, fine. Fund a withdrawal. Knock yourselves out. But filibuster the furtherance of the occupation of Iraq. And don't just vote no when it comes up. Be a leader, Senator. We need you to. Or perhaps you, Senator Byrd. You've come so far, and you've led with the most eloquence against the invasion, against the occupation, and you know how the Senate works as well as anyone alive. We need this exclamation point at the end of your incredible career. We need your leadership, Senator. And the people of West Virginia, and the people of America, and the people of the world will love you for it. Or you, Senator Barbara Boxer. You've stood alone against election fraud. You've stood alone in the Senate for impeachment. You are able to lead, and you claim to care about ending the occupation of Iraq. Do the hundreds of thousands of deaths that will come from the next $102 billion mean enough to you, Senator, for you to step out and lead the way and allow us to motivate your colleagues to stand behind you? Please, Senator, filibuster. Or you, my senator from Virginia, Senator Jim Webb. Prove me wrong. I've been a skeptic. I've objected when my friends have told me you were different, that it didn't matter that you had just been a Republican, that you waved toy nukes around at your rallies, that your slogan was born fighting. You were going to be the senator for peace. Prove me wrong, Senator. Prove them right. Show some leadership. Use your unique position to counter the nonsensical accusation of not supporting the troops. Bring some troops home alive, Senator. Filibuster. Or perhaps you, Senator Chuck Hagel, will show that you truly are independent. Or perhaps you, Senator Bernie Sanders. You've got the word independent after your name. What are you independent of? And how will you fund housing or anything else you care about if we dump our descendants' hard-earned pay into this disastrous, murderous, criminal occupation? Or what about you, Senator Barack Obama? Do you just want to win, or do you want a landslide? Can you show leadership now? Can you do what everyone will immediately realize Senator Clinton never could have done? Can you go first? Rather than signing on when Chris Dodd or someone else leads, can you be the leader? Senator, this is the way to actually make your rhetoric about change and hope real. And we're waiting for you to do it. We need you, Senator. We need you and all of your colleagues. And we urge everyone to wake up every morning and phone both of your senators and ask each of them to filibuster any further funding of the occupation of Iraq. Go to afterdowningstreet.org and democrats.com to get involved.